You ever met RuPaul?
No, but I know she's tall.
6'4".
Damn, that's how tall my boyfriend is.
Yeah.
My boyfriend's
RuPaul
6'4".
could beat up your boyfriend.
I'm sure. I believe
RuPaul,
it.
RuPaul is 62 years old. I think
She would beat the brakes off my boyfriend.
RuPaul's barely beating bone density at this point. Okay.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Comment Section Show starring me, your fave. Everybody knows me. Who cares about me? On to everyone's favorite part of every episode, the wonderful, amazing guests. Today I have the iconic, the legendary Bob the Drag Queen. Woo!
I feel really privileged to be here at
Stop.
this. I really feel like this is the very early stages of a very iconic career.
Stop.
I really do. Like, I feel like I'm going to be like...
You're making me blush.
I'm going to be like, I did the comment section. Yeah.
You're going to use me?
And like now she's on like now the Emmy Award winning hit talk show.
Stop.
There's a gap in talk because Wendy just left.
I know.
And also it's
shoes to fill.
Also it's changing now. So television is they wouldn't replace Wendy with something like Wendy.
Yeah, because there's only one Wendy.
But then you remember that my favorite clip was Wendy Women going, "Well, I would ask you all to respect my privacy, but I don't respect people's privacy."
I know, when she's crying.
Yeah, boo-hooing. I don't respect people's privacy.
And you know what? She's so real for that. She's so real for that.
Oh yeah,
I respect her for it. Honestly, I like death to all of them.
Death to Wendy Williams is a meme machine.
She's a biteable bitch.
Clap if you think she should suffer. That's my favorite one. Clap if you think she should suffer.
And she coined Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa.
She's iconic for Dua Lipa. I never refer to her as Dua Lipa anymore.
And she's another tall lady.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. Wendy Williams is about 5'11", 5'10". The tall lady, Tyra Banks.
Yeah. Well, that makes sense to me because she's a model too.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yes, that I knew.
She is the Stallion.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift.
That I knew.
I just saw her at a party. She was in I, Tonya.
Oh, Margot Robbie?
The other one. She plays her mom. Allison Janney.
Yeah.
Allison Janney's like 6 feet tall.
Damn.
I was at a party and we were looking. I was like, we were looking in each other's eyes. I was like, she was on the dance floor all night, like twisted, going crazy.
Oh, I bet. When I was at the Oscars recently, I saw Nicole Kidman. She's tall.
Yeah.
She walks with Keith Urban. He's not tall. And I said, you better work, bitch.
Yeah. You know what I realized when
the height difference is stark between them.
When you get to Hollywood, listen to me. You're gonna realize that a lot of the women are tall and a lot of the men are
short.
not.
They are tiny.
You're gonna gag.
They're teeny tiny. I was just saying that to my sister the other day. I was like, I think what would shock you is how small people are. Mm-hmm. Like when you meet them in whether it's like A-list or like influencer or anyone in between, they're all so small.
You ever met RuPaul?
No, but I know she's tall.
6'4".
Damn, that's how tall my boyfriend is.
Yeah. RuPaul could beat up your boyfriend.
I'm sure. I believe it.
RuPaul is 62 years old. I think
she would beat the brakes off my boyfriend.
RuPaul's barely beating bone density at this point. Okay.
She would beat the shit out of my boyfriend. It's okay. He would say that too. He'd admit it. He'd be real.
Imagine RuPaul. RuPaul's like, she doesn't have a violent. I don't have a violent bone in my body. I couldn't imagine myself.
I would say me either. Now that I'm older, when I was younger, I was a lot more unhinged. Mm-hmm. I would say. Like,
you ever been in a fight? What's the last time you're in like a fight, like hit someone?
I don't even remember, to be honest.
Well, I heard a slap come from her dressing room this morning, and then her.
And it was all, you shush to my crew. You be quiet. You're legally obligated.
And the guy walked out and said, honestly, I should have put sugar in the coffee. I shouldn't have put sugar. And I realized
when you say that to me, I'm like, legally, you're not allowed to ask me that.
And then the camera just cuts and I come back and I'm like buttoned up and I'm like, anyway, moving on. I'm so sorry I asked the question.
You have a neck brace on?
I think the last time I got into a physical altercation, I was doing a drag show. This was maybe like 6 years ago. I was doing a drag show and this guy jumped up and grabbed me. During my show.
Wait, I think I saw that on TikTok.
Yeah, this guy wouldn't let me go, and I was like...
Like out of like adoration, or...
No, it was I don't know what
weirdo?
It was out of, but I know he would not let me go.
And just weirdo shit.
And yeah, it was just him being weird, and he was drunk. That's the booze. Ooh. It's always booze.
Were you doing like stand-up, or were you performing?
I was lip syncing.
Okay, yeah.
And so I didn't even have the microphone, so I wasn't like able to be. People couldn't hear me, so it was just me and this guy going back and forth while the song was playing.
Did they think it was part of the bit?
No,
okay,
because I was clearly unhappy.
Yeah.
And I was like get off me, get off me, get off me, and then him and I are like struggling. And then you just see me like take him down, which I didn't want to.
As you should.
I didn't want to. I really I don't see myself as like a fighter.
Have you ever heard that audio that's like, it's like, yeah. And it's like, yeah, fucking get his ass, pussy. Like that. That would be me.
Is that you?
If I was watching you. Yeah. Like I'm
I'm
encouraging the violence. You know what I mean?
No, I love that.
Because I think men are creepy weirdos at all times. So I feel like if you give me a chance to hit you, I'm going to.
I'm really bad at impersonations, but I
Really?
do them all the time. And
I know he just did one for us for
I
about
did.
2 minutes. No one knew who it was.
No one knew because they're always so bad. Has anyone been working on a Drew impersonation?
Yes, to an extent, I think.
It's mostly the laugh, right?
Yeah, it's the laugh. It's also like the nails and the lashes. Like I don't know. It gets a little racist. I think if they try to impersonate me, like, and then a lot of times it comes off as the wrong race. It's not even mine. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, they're like acting black and like.
yeah, I think they're very
like,
exactly.
My name Drew.
Exactly, and that's not even how I talk. So that's why I'm like, well, wrong race, also racist. You know.
If I was gonna do a Drew, I would start with a raspberry with a.
Oh yeah, that the middle finger.
I can't do that laugh. That wasn't bad.
That's pretty good. That was better than your Joan Rivers.
You know, my Joan Rivers is not good. It's bad. And now you all have to see it because you're gonna be like, well, what is it? And it's just me going. It's just a one-word impersonation. It's me going, oh, Melissa.
And that could be Wendy Williams,
That could be
Joan
That
Rivers.
could be Barack Obama. Anyone. That could be anyone. Another tall one. Malia Obama, 6'1".
That I did know. Love. I love a tall woman.
Malia the
Oh,
Stallion.
the taller the better. I love
Malia
it.
the Stallion, honey. Brigitte Nielsen?
Brigitte Nielsen is. Oh, wasn't she a model though?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah, exactly.
But I feel like when they're models, I'm like, oh, well, that makes sense.
Well, duh.
That you're tall.
Yeah.
As a model myself, I feel like I can say that.
You know, I mean, listen, if you've been paid, if someone's paid to take your picture, you're a model.
Don't tell me that. I'll put it on my resume.
Throw it on there. Listen, it is your resume. You can put whatever you want on your resume.
I know men get so mad when if I were to refer to myself as model, they'd be like, yeah, right. Since we're new models, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean?
So, I don't know. I love that I'm interviewing you now.
No, it's all right.
There was this, last night, I got caught up in a TikTok trap.
Like fight?
No, kind of.
Okay.
Oh my God, they're going to get rid of, are they going to shut, you remember they're going to,
I don't know.
The CEO of TikTok is now over in DC, like,
I know.
pleading his case.
I know.
I got caught up on debate TikTok,
Really?
but like live debate TikTok.
Like
which
like
is-
people on live?
Which is like on live, green screen, like,
oh, prove me wrong. or
God
whatever.
doesn't exist, prove me wrong.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got caught up on debate TikTok, and that is a because the TikTok is kind of like Pimp My Ride. You remember Pimp My Ride?
Yeah.
When you Pimp My Ride, you were like, and you know, this is my goldfish. I love my goldfish. And then when Exhibit gives your car back, he's like, and now your entire seat is a fish bowl.
Yeah.
There's 96 goldfish in the fish bowl in your seat, and also your steering wheel is replaced by real fish. It makes sushi for you, all made of goldfish. That's
Yeah.
like,
It's just like Extreme Home Makeover.
yeah.
You mentioned one time you used to like horses and then they give you an equestrian themed room. And you're
Literally.
like, now I gotta live in this. till
Now
I'm
your
18.
bed is shaped like a horse. And you're like, this is wild. TikTok, I went to like one debate TikTok, and now TikTok's
They got
like,
stuck in it.
And now your home is a debate. Like TikTok's like, oh, I see you like debate. You like to argue. So now it's all you'll have. But then I got into this one argument last night, and it was like wild. It was just wild.
What was the topic?
The topic was, it was transphobia.
Got you.
But I was on the TikTok of someone who was exhibiting some characteristics of transphobia. My best friend taught me to stop saying that people are things, but they have certain experiences. My friend, shout out to Peppermint for teaching me that in life. But they were showing some transphobic behavior.
Yeah.
And I was like trying to talk, but like, have you ever done one of these live debates before?
No.
Don't do them. Don't do them. It's a trap.
I went live one time on TikTok, and that was before I like really, really took off. And it was filled with nothing but love. Now, it would be a cesspool, bitch. It'd be a swamp. I'd be trudging through the trenches if I did a live now. Because all the men who hate follow me would find me, and then it would just be rancid.
They're probably real. I would venture to say that all the guys who hate follow you are really attracted to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
They are
I would say
turned
that.
on.
They hate hearing it, but it's true.
They want a big lady to like bully them around. They want you to step on them.
You know, that's
They
why I
do.
stopped doing Cameo.
Oh, were they like asking you like?
Yeah, they started asking me to like berate them for money.
It's what
like,
they
can
want.
Can you tell me I'm a bad boy?
Ooh, yeah, they want that.
And I said for $35, no.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Rachel,
Oh no.
Yeah.
Add like several zeros on the end of that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's what they. All the ones who they're doing it to get a reaction out of you because especially once you drop that you're over 6 feet, they're like, sorry, Drew's mom is here. I feel so bad about doing that.
She's seen worse here.
But they want you to fucking step on them.
They do.
Have you ever been asked? They want
Yeah.
They want it.
I've been asked. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been emailed too. I've been asked that too about like my boyfriend as well. Like they would like both of us to do it to them.
Yeah, he's huge too.
Yeah, he's 6'4", so.
Yeah.
And he's like what they perceive as like an alpha man, like a strong whatever the that means to them. So they've asked for both of us to do things to berate them or whatever, and I'm like,
yeah, they want you to sit on them. They want you to sit on them. They don't want to breathe. They're like, don't get up until I'm motionless.
not enough money in the world.
Yeah.
I'm gonna need a lot more money and a lot more convincing.
But
BH.
That's not enough.
Even then, that's why I stopped doing Cameo. They ruined it for everyone. I was like, oh, and I'm done. Oh, turn off.
Because when I used to tip around New York City and drag, especially when I'm all done up with hair and everything, I'm very big. Especially if I'm wearing I wear like
When
really,
you a big platform.
yeah, like a really tall shoe,
Yeah.
and you can see the gleam in their eyes when they.
It does something to them.
And they're like
stirs something.
Yeah, for sure.
That
absolutely.
they have not touched or confronted.
Probably some deep mommy issues.
I
you
bet.
know what I mean?
I'm like, you didn't come out of my coochie, not my responsibility.
And if you have mommy issues, and if you listen, I'm not kink shaming. If that's your kink,
that's cool. But you
go for it.
can't be awful and also exhibit those behaviors. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be outwardly awful and then also have those deep-seated
That's probably
things.
That's probably part of the kink.
Yeah, that's true. Part of it, though, I also think is like a fetish. Like they fetishize me a lot, which I'm sure they do too. Obviously, they do too.
For sure.
They fetishize like minority people in general who are like big, aggressive, mean. Like that's how they describe me. I'm always like, well.
Sometimes I'm like, I am big, aggressive, and mean. What up?
Mine
Hot
pays.
me.
That's like, so mine pays the bills. Does yours?
Exactly.
I didn't think so.
Exactly.
Speaking of, though, which we're kind of already doing, but you're also really known for being really good at roasting people.
Yeah.
Making fun of people.
Yeah, for sure.
You're like an icon, a legend. Also doing it in the drag world, you're like a Olympic level, I feel like. If you could do it in the drag world, I feel like you could do it to anybody.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at roasting, even to the point where like a lot of the times there was this tour called the Haters Roast where the drag queens would all get together and like do a traveling roast show. And even when I wasn't doing the
To
show,
each other or to like audience?
To each other.
Oh, fun.
And even when I wasn't doing the show, queens would pay me to write their roast for them.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
That's tea, bitch.
I've written for maybe like 3 or 4 different drag queens who.
I love that because you're just that good.
Because I mean, I'm really clever. I think it was when I was really young I realized that I was good at making fun of people because I had to. So I've been really tall. I've been the same height since I was in 7th grade. I have not grown an inch since 7th grade.
Damn.
But also bear in mind, I was 125 pounds. If you don't know, 6'2", 125 is, I mean, that is as skinny as you can be.
Skinny mini.
I'm like 240 right now. So imagine if I was 115 pounds lighter.
You probably look a lot taller.
Yeah, but
Jack Skellington.
I looked frail. I was such a target. I was a full head and shoulders above everyone in my school.
Yeah.
I had this big afro, and I was dark skinned. I did go to all black school, so it wasn't like I wasn't the only black kid there. But because I was such a target and I was so gay, I had to let people realize like if you make fun of me, you will not walk away unscathed. Like if you make fun of me, you're going to lose.
These hands are rated E for everyone.
So you don't want to Jones with Caldwell. You do not want to try to roast me because like I will. One thing I'm really good at getting a crowd. I will like gather a crowd. It will not be done in privacy.
The pageantry.
It's a show. I'm getting everyone together around. We're all gathered around. And I went to a black school, so we love to
Also, getting made fun of in front of a crowd like that, there's no coming back from it.
Oh yeah.
If you can't survive, you're not making it out.
So it's a skill that I learned maybe around, I would say starting in like maybe 7th grade.
So you're like 6'2" in 7th grade?
Yeah.
Damn.
You want to hear a really horrible? This is really bad. This is really bad. This is bad. This is horrible.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever told this story.
Okay.
Anyway, this is the.
I won't.
This is a comment section exclusive.
Okay, let's do it.
I'm forewarning you. This is horrible.
Okay.
This might not even make the cut.
I'm ready.
I had just moved to Atlanta in 7th grade, and this guy was like just laying into me, making fun of me for being gay and faggoty and this, that, and the other, and just would not leave me alone. Would not leave me alone.
Like kept seeking you out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when you're in class, you're trapped. Sometimes when you're in the class you're trapped with your bully.
Yeah.
5 days a week for an hour.
Yeah, literally.
All those days. And one day I was like, I've had it. I'm like, so I just looked over him and he had this. I'm telling you, don't laugh at this. It's not.
Okay.
I'm telling you, this really isn't funny.
Okay.
This massive pimple. It was huge on his forehead, and I let him have it. I read him down, and he had some other acne too, but this one huge, and I was like laying into him on this pimple. I called it his cousin. I said he had paid taxes. I said his pimple had free lunch. I said that his pimple had Section 8. I said his pimple was Section 8 housing. I was going in on this pimple. Going in, and then he like shut down and got like really quiet and then the pimple ended up being, and then he the next year. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? So I felt guilty, but I was in 7th grade, and I was like, but he. So I have not ever told that story anywhere because I felt so horrible about it, but I don't think he knew that it was at the time, and anyway.
You're right. It's not funny.
It's not funny, but it is an insane. It's an insane story. It's insane, right?
You're right. That's insane.
But I didn't know what to do. I was defending myself because every day for a month, this guy had nicknames for me.
Listen, you don't gotta justify it to me. No judgment.
Thank you.
No judgment.
And I'm not
here,
looking to be like I'm not looking to like abdicate myself or right myself any wrongs.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think I needed to say it out loud, and I can't apologize to him because. And those of you who are just listening, you need to just go watch the episode because I'm mouthing it because the story is so horrible.
That's pretty bad.
Horrible.
That's pretty bad.
Anyway.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, it's wild.
I don't have anything like that.
That was one of the wildest things.
Did it happen soon after that?
The next year. Because he came back.
Dude, I thought you were gonna say like 5 years.
No. The next year, because we had the school year. Because I came it was toward the end of the school year. He started. Did I arrive during the school year in 7th grade? No, I started the whole year there. And I came back the next year. When we came back, he was in bad shape. But he was still an asshole.
And what's the tea on that?
It's because who you are is who you are.
Yeah.
And your circumstances create you. And having something bad happen to you, or not bad, I don't want to say that is bad, but having afflictions doesn't make you a better person.
No.
If you're a monster and you end up breaking your legs, you're just a monster with a broken leg. You know what I mean? You're just an asshole with a broken leg. So but I didn't make fun of him anymore. But yeah, he was, yeah. Anyway, where's this Pier 1 Imports? Where's this from? Because is this handcrafted or is it like an Etsy thing?
It's fake, I know that. You're right, that is pretty bad.
Yeah, it's bad.
I did not expect that to go that way.
I know, no one ever does.
I was shocked. You just gagged me.
Oh, yeah.
Gooped. Holy shit. Where do I even go from there? He's talking about roasting. Yeah, okay. So roasting.
Roasting.
Yeah, roasting.
You know what makes a good roast? Seasoning, vegetables. No, kidding.
I was going to ask you, though, what would you say is, like, your your go-to when you're trying to roast someone, whether it's like, we'll do 2 categories, like a friend, like someone that you love, and then someone that you like hate, someone that's just awful.
Well, I think that with a roast, if it's like a show, if it's an actual show, because I tend to roast people that I really really appreciate, and it's really always fun when you take something and if people don't see the bit coming from a mile away, that's when you usually get the best reaction.
Yeah, that's true.
When they didn't realize that the joke was going to go in the direction that it went. You know what I mean? And if you listen to my podcast is Sibling Rivalry, and me and my best friend are constantly roasting each other. And Monet Exchange is
love.
I mean, it's silly stuff, like from the fact that like Monet Exchange. One day I just realized that we didn't grow up in the same tax bracket. Like I didn't realize that Monet grew up rich and I grew up poor. Yeah. And I just thought that we both grew up poor. I don't know why. Yeah. We have so much in common. Yeah. Then I realized that Monet is like grew up like this rich kid, and I was like, "This is crazy." Yeah. So, now the fans have started commenting and stuff. Like Monet's mom called during the podcast one time, and then the fans were like, "You should answer." The comments were like, "Answer, your mom's trying to tell you that the maid fell from the chandelier." And I don't know why they just tickled me so much, because I think that was my defense mechanism, being like, I did not realize that we like it was giving rich dad poor dad kind of thing. And I was your dynamic. Yeah, exactly. But I love to subvert it. I love to take a joke and kind of spin it. And I think what makes a roast, like an actual roast show, in my opinion, makes it great is that everyone there is in on it. Yeah. It is consensual. Yeah, they've all consented to Everyone in the audience has agreed to watch it, and the people in the who are on the dais have agreed. They're like, I'm going to let you say really horrible things about me that normally wouldn't be said in other places. Yeah. But it is consensual. That's why I love roast. For the sake of entertainment. Yeah. Yeah. That's why I think roasts are fun. There is stuff I wouldn't say. There is stuff I say in a roast that I would not say to someone out in the streets. Yeah, or just like if you're having casual conversation, or if it's like a regular interview or any interaction or anything like that, you wouldn't bring it up. I feel that. Like typically speaking, if me and my friends making fun of each other, I would never make fun of my friends' bodies. Well, now I used to do this when I was younger, but I've grown over the years. I wouldn't make fun of I wouldn't make fun of something you can't change in the next 30 minutes. Yeah. I mean, I'll make fun of your outfit. I'll make fun of like a hair choice you made. Not even like a hair. If you got like a horrible haircut, I'm like, I'll wait till it grows out. And then once it grows out, I'll be like, then we can laugh about it. Yeah, you remember the time you had the bangs from, the Yolandi Fisher bangs? That kind of thing. But I won't do it in the moment. So choices they made, things they say, things they're like limits that you have. Yeah. I feel that. Exactly. But at a roast, I will. Yeah. Because at a roast, it's open game. We've agreed. Yeah. I feel that. Yeah. There's like, I've had men see my thing with, like, obviously my whole platform is like roasting terrible shithead dudes, but like every time it's like, it's consensual to an extent because you chose to make fun of someone else, so I'm assuming that you're cool with being made fun of. And a lot of times when I make fun of them, they get mad at me because they're like, well, that's just so mean, that's body shaming. And I'm like, well, it wasn't body shaming when you did it, but it's body shaming when I do it. So then they'll make fun of my body and what I look like. And they're like, what if I said this about you? I don't care. You can say whatever you want about me. You go first, and then I'll go second. You know what's really fun? If they go, that's body shaming, you go, yeah. Your body's a shame. You should be ashamed. Like, you should be ashamed. Your body's a mess. Like, I just feel like if you're so open to commenting on other people's bodies with no provocation, like they didn't bother you, they didn't do anything to you, I figure you're cool with being commented on too. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. If you're gonna call someone fat online, especially as if it's an insult, the word fat itself is not an insult. Yeah. But if you're using it as a pejorative, and you're trying to make fun of someone's body, you cannot be shocked when someone makes fun of the fact that you live in LA but your hairline lives in Riverdale. Yeah. And this is coming from someone who has the affliction of baldness myself. See? But I also someone who's bald who's my friend. But I can afford wigs and I wear them. You know what's stopping you? Yeah, what's stopping you? Wigs are I once had a hairpiece. Yeah. Yeah, I know a barber who's really good. He does like great hairpieces. You wouldn't even be able to clock it. They do it all the time. I saw they do that knee surgery too to make you like 2 inches taller. Yeah. Well, the thing about balding is like when you lose your hair, you realize that like you have this like really short window where you can fix it. And some of us some of us we lost our hair before the technology was good. And when you catch a guy and you get him right in the bald
window.
spot. And he's like, oh man, this bitch got me, and he knows, and he's just mad. He's just like, he's furious, like he's like, she got me. There's nothing I can do about it. So
Sometimes
then
I
he's
tell-
like, a fat bitch.
Sometimes I'll tell them to just say that it's thinning, even if it's not, because they're gonna think about that forever.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna go in the home and they're gonna be like, it's not thinning. She's crazy.
Especially like no, like right in these areas. Like if you look here, it's giving
the arches.
It's giving Jack Nicholson in Joker. but it looks, and then hit him with but it looks good on you. It looks honestly on you.
Yeah. You tell him, I wish I was as confident as you to rock that.
You are so brave.
You were so brave.
You are so brave to not wear a hat in public. Oh, that's so brave.
I know.
I love that you did that. And I think that a lot of guys who are also losing their hair, that's an important word. A lot of guys who are also losing their hair, they're going to look up to you and say, I too can leave the house despite how little hair I have.
Representation matters. It does.
If you don't
it's nice to see yourself represented in media.
In the media. This is amazing. So I bet when you were a kid and you watched Caillou, you were like, that's me.
I looked staring down the barrel of the future.
There it is.
You know what I mean? There it is. They could see it so clearly.
But yeah, I mean, there are times like I'm trying to think. Have I ever like roasted someone that I don't care for? I mean, maybe former president, future ex-convict Donald Trump. I probably roasted him a little bit.
Yeah.
But outside of that, most of my roasting is typically
lovingly.
Well, professionally. Yeah. I mean, I have roasted people who I don't necessarily like love. Like I can say, can I say this? We'll find out.
Yeah.
I did the roast of Whitney Cummings. And there were like a lot of comedians on that dais who I didn't necessarily know.
Yeah.
But it was a professional setting where we all agreed.
Where you guys don't really know each other. You don't have a personal, interpersonal relationship with them.
Yeah. So I will roast people that I don't necessarily love.
Yeah.
But I do have a professional respect for them in their craft.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I think like too with roasting, I've told people this before because some people have asked me like, how do I get good or fast, like quick at like roasting? And I was like, honestly, I think reps, to be honest, like just consistently doing it. I've done it since like when you were younger, just like me too.
Like not as
quite
old
like
as you.
that. Not quite like that, but I did that also. It's just like getting made fun of all the time and like joking with people all the time. But I said more than anything, you have to learn how to take a joke. Yeah. Like if the same way that you dish, you have to be able to take it, which I think is what they're missing half the time. Like all the dudes who hate me and want to talk shit about me, they cannot take a joke. I'm like, I thought we were having a silly, goofy time.
Yeah.
I love to goof. I love to gaff. I love to laugh. You know what I mean? So I thought we were having a silly time.
Well, the strange thing too, like whenever I do one of their roasts, like I really have no qualms with anyone coming for. I mean, whenever I find that typically speaking at a roasting someone's physical appearance is a lot less mean than roasting their essence.
Yeah,
if I make fun of you for being short versus making fun of you for just being who you are,
just being you.
Like it's just because you're you.
Yeah.
Like there's
like you tell them like you're
a bad person.
You're exactly who you are. That makes sense.
One of my favorite roasts I saw was I can't remember what roast it was. They got up and they just like read off a bunch of things about the person. They were like, none of your friends like to be around you. You're a bad person. You don't tip at restaurants. There's a reason why none of your exes talk to you. You won't be invited back to any of your jobs. And they just kind of read all these things off, but it wasn't anything about their physical appearance. And I'm like, damn, bitch, call me bald. Jesus Christ. That is, damn.
My for me, I feel like the worst they say about me is like, oh, like, well, to me, when they say things like, oh, if I had sex with this girl, if I f***ed this girl, if I did this, if I was dating her, if I did that, I'm like, I'd rather you call me fat and ugly.
Yeah. It's like I see you live in fantasy
Yeah,
land.
no,
That will literally never happen.
Cosplaying a relationship with me, that's the rudest thing you could ever say
God,
to me.
that's what they're
Cosplaying.
And they're doing the whole
Fan fiction.
Oh my
all
God,
that,
they're fan fictioning with
living
you.
in it. Wattpad Central, you know what I mean? That is more offensive to me than just calling me fat, ugly bitch. I'd rather you call me that.
Yeah, just call me fat.
No, it's cool. That's cool. I'm cool with that. But you saying things about, like, if I was having sex, stop.
Like, why would I ever lay in the same bed as you?
I wouldn't even be your lab partner, so
Make it make sense, Mary.
I wouldn't even hold the door open for you.
I love leaning into the microphone to try to make my point more poignant.
I think, like, yeah, there's like a level of there's levels of roasting too, because I've talked about sometimes I'll do roasting and I'll make jokes, and sometimes they're like, oh, you left out something super obvious, but it always has to do with their physical appearance, and I'm always like, that's too easy. That's too easy. Calling them short and bald is funny because it bothers them every time. That's the only reason. Like I've said, that's only funny to me because it still bothers you. As soon as it stops bothering you, I'll retire it. I'll take it out of the arsenal.
There's that clip of that there's like a lady in a truck and there's a guy standing outside and he's like yelling at her, and then he's like,
is he like berating her?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like calling her, you're fat, you're ugly.
And she's just like, she just goes, you're literally bald. And
yes, I have seen that
and
one.
something in his brain, and he's like, like, get out of the car.
That's his.
Get out of the car.
I have seen that one.
And he like goes, and also the crazy thing is like, as if he did not know. It was like
He's finding out right that minute.
It was like she broke the news. And also for like bald guys, like bald guys, this is someone from your community. I'm from your community. Like when you're bald, do you, and you're like doing witchcraft and macrame and
Chia pet
nonsense to try to cover it up. Do you think we don't see it? But then also, I never understood the bald people, the bald guys who, man, this is up to you. Wear what you want to wear. But who's rocking the horseshoe? Who's like, who? How are you getting dressed? You spend all this time putting on a full, you put on the whole suit.
Yeah.
You buttoned it up, you tied your shoe, you brushed your teeth, which means you had to look in the mirror.
At some point.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And you saw that you have hair here, you saw you have hair here and back there, but there's nothing on top. Did you never think shave that part off? That's insane.
My boyfriend says all the time, he's like, let it go. She's gone. Let her go.
Become one with the wind and sky.
Yeah, literally.
Do what Idina Menzel would do and let it go.
Burn her ashes and push it out to sea.
Or do something about it. Go get a toupee. There are some amazing.
The ones they glue on your head.
There are some amazing hair. People wouldn't even be able to tell from up close.
Yeah, there's even ones I've seen where they like glue it on their head and then they have people pulling it to see if it comes off, and it doesn't.
I just don't know why you would wear that hairstyle.
They're wigged down.
Doesn't Dr. Phil wear that?
Yeah.
I mean,
maybe that's part of his branding, though.
He's sitting down in hair and makeup, and then he stands up, and then they go final looks, last looks,
and he's beat to the gods. Like he's got a full face on,
and then someone looks and goes, "You look good." That person lied to you.
No real,
and
friends.
They don't like you.
No real friends.
Have you ever watched this show?
Yeah, I have.
It is a very weird show.
It's also not real. Like, no part of it is real. It's like reality TV. Honestly, like...
He's in drag. He's in doctor drag. He's not a doctor.
He's cosplaying as a doctor.
He's not licensed.
He's not a doctor, yeah.
And
by any means.
And he just bullies people on this show. It is very weird.
And he, like, starts fights and then, like, watches them unfold. That's, like, kind of what his thing.
Yeah, and then says stuff like, well, listen, doesn't matter how flat you cook a pancake, every pancake still got two sides. And then says, like, really weird, like, southern isms. And it's like, you're not Dr. Seuss. You're
like,
Dr. Phil.
I could say things, too.
Yeah, like,
all day long.
Just because you said something, and it doesn't... His show needs to be canceled. I'm going to go ahead and say that right now. His show needs to be
like,
off the air.
If Dr. Phil has one hater, it's me.
And if he has no haters, I'm dead. Like, Dr. Phil's show, has to come off the air. It has to.
He's making a bag off that, too, which is crazy.
So much money.
So much money. And all the people that come off the show that, like, open up later about how he, like, verbally and mentally abused them, both on the show and after the show, I'm like... That's crazy.
I have
He's still in business.
I have a Google Drive folder full of roast jokes that I've written
About famous people or just or like over your professional?
They're mostly about drag queens.
Got you.
So they're like from gigs from the past.
Yeah.
And maybe down the line I'll read you some of my roast
I would
jokes.
love that.
Yeah,
I would love that. That's I think too. That's why I told you, like, if you can roast in the world of drag, I feel like your skin's bulletproof at this point. It's got to be, probably.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing you can say about me that that
would affect you.
Yeah.
Same. I've said that. Like, I'm sure. I don't know if you get this question a lot because obviously you've made a literal living off of roasting too, and you currently do now. But like, do people ever ask you like, how do you not like let things bother you? How do you not let hate bother you? Whatever. Well, I get that question a lot.
I guess people do ask sometimes. I would rather them ask that question than people. You know what I really don't like? I'm really like, excuse me? Is when people say stuff like, when people call you like brave or like how do you go out there? I'm like,
what do you mean?
Wow, it's like,
what do you mean by that?
I love that you put yourself on the internet. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. Like, and
what do you mean by that?
And you don't care what people say, and I'm like, wait, you know what? Sometimes, every once in a while, someone gets me catch me off guard. I will never forget this day. I was at a bar in Seattle, Washington called Our Place, and this guy came up to me and he goes, you know what I love about you, Bob? And I was at a meet and greet. This guy paid to be there. He goes, you know what I love about you? I said, what is it? He goes, for you, it's about the performance. I said, yeah, I focus on performance. And then he goes, you don't care what you look like. I was like, I was like, honestly, you ate with that one.
Can I have the room, please?
And it's because he thought it was what made it so crazy. He thought he was giving me the highest compliment. He goes, you don't care what you look like.
You look like this, and you go out there with so much confidence, and that inspires me.
And what made it crazy, I was in drag with me. I spent at least 2 hours getting ready. And I don't care what
I looked my absolute best at that point.
Honestly,
at least so I thought.
He gathered.
You know what?
I've
said that before. I'm like, because they're like, has anyone ever said a roast about you that actually like hurt your feelings? And I was like, no. The people who read me the house down are like the people who love me the most. They'll say the things with such love and adoration, and she scalps me, bitch.
Oh yeah.
Like every time. I literally had a girl come up to me once with her friend. I forget where I was. I think it's at Disneyland. She comes up, they're standing behind us. She comes and she's like, oh my gosh, like, and she like taps me on the shoulder. I turn around. I'm with my boyfriend, just the two of us. She's like, oh my God, such a big fan. Like, I love your content, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, thank you so much. And she goes, yeah. And, I saw you, but I wasn't sure if it was you. And I was like, oh yeah. She goes, yeah, because you're like way prettier in person. And I said, okay. And she said it with so much emphasis on way that it caught me off guard.
So it's just that, like, whenever you come on TikTok, it's a jump scare.
Yeah, she's
but in
like,
person,
on TikTok,
you look nice.
On TikTok, you're a big fuggo. But in real life, I'm like, wow. That's why she goes, that's literally why I didn't come to you, because I was like, that can't be her. Okay. No, for sure.
She was like such a troll.
Yeah.
And in real life, this is like,
Yeah, no, for sure. Elaborate more. I want to hear more about how you
they will keep digging.
Oh, yeah. So then I was just like, okay, like listening to her. And then she goes, but yeah. Anyways, my friend told me it was you, and turns out it is. So I was really happy. I just wanted to tell you how much I love you. And I was like, thanks. And then her friend goes, yeah, me too. I was telling her, by the way, that was so rude to her friend. And she goes, anyways, sorry about that. And she keeps talking, and her friend goes, well, I didn't mean it that way. Like, that's not what I meant. And I was like, see, I don't want to be in part of this conversation anymore.
Yeah, I would like to.
I feel like you guys don't
Taylor
need
Swift,
me.
I'd like to be excused from this narrative.
I'd like if you guys didn't need me for this conversation. I feel like you guys don't.
Imagine if she took the picture with you and was like, oh, there's it right now.
She's like,
there she is.
Yeah. See, now I know for sure.
That's you.
Now I know for sure.
When Kim Chi is a popular drag queen. She's like she's a popular drag queen. So Kim Chi, someone came up to Kim Chi at a meet and greet, and it was like a fat Mexican person, and they came and they said, I just want you to know that Valentina makes me proud to be Mexican, and you make me proud to be fat. And Kim was just looking, and Kim was just so caught off guard. Because Kim didn't know where this was going.
Yeah.
That's the other way. You make me proud. They didn't know. Kim, and the person goes, and you make me proud to be fat. And then pose for the picture. And the picture's Kim being like,
okay. No, for sure.
Especially because that was never that was never part of Kim's story on like on Drag Race or anything. Nope. And Kim was just like, oh,
it never is it?
Kim was like, wow, well, all right, and
then she's like,
and Kim just like, yeah, that definitely got it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the worst are the people who love you. The people who love you the most. They're the meanest.
But at a roast, it hurts my feelings because I knew what I was signing up for, and I knew what I was getting myself into, and that was the whole goal. And honestly, when you get me with a joke that I've never heard, I love it. If I'm at a roast and you get me with a joke that I've never heard before, or you hit me with something, because like if you're gonna call me like black or you're gonna call me gay, you're gonna say I look like a man in drag. I've heard all of that stuff. But every once in a while,
it's boring.
Yeah, every once in a while someone gets me with something that's like completely brand new.
Same. I did one thing that was like roasting. It was like for Smosh the YouTubers. I did like a funeral roast. Yeah, like where I died and people were at my funeral and they roasted me. And Spencer, like Spencois, he came as like a guest star and he ate me down. Like I loved how like everyone else, sometimes I think people are afraid to be mean to me because they're afraid of what I will say.
The retaliation.
Yeah, like do you know Leo Gonzalez on TikTok? No. Okay, you should look him up. He's so funny. He does like
I'm gonna look at his picture while you talk.
Yeah,
I might recognize his picture.
He's
Leo Gonzalez on TikTok.
Yeah, he's a comedian, but he does a lot of skits and stuff, but he is so funny and I had him on my show. And the two of us literally roasted each other for like 10 minutes. But he said some of the meanest shit I've ever heard in my life to me. Like, he told me I looked like if I worked in a mall, I looked like I worked at those kiosks in the middle of the mall that sell neon signs. And I was like, bitch. He's like, like...
Oh, yeah. No, I know. Yeah.
Leo.
Yeah.
That's why he cracks me up, because he says mean shit that, like, you would never think of that also has nothing to do with looks.
Do you know Robin Tran?
I don't think so.
Robin Tran is ironically, she's a trans comedian. She's a trans comedian. And she, pretty early in her transition, she's a comedian before she publicly transitioned. And then, she does these roasts that are just like vicious. I mean, it is just, it is vicious. She is roasting down, and they come at her with some pretty vitriolic stuff as well.
Yeah, and that's always so lazy to me.
Yeah, one of my favorite reads was from Naomi Smalls. Naomi Smalls had a great read for Derek Barry on our season. She goes, because Derek Barry, Naomi Smalls was like, you gotta have. Listen, if you're gonna do this, you have to have thick skin.
Yeah,
and then. And then Derek Barry, it looks like you have thick skin. and then Naomi says, and you have thin hair. And the speed with which she said that, it was how fast she said it. It was like Derek Barry didn't even finish the sentence, and Naomi had it locked and loaded. And the worst thing you can do, if you're having like a roast back and forth, once you get the whole room to like laugh at that person,
you lost. You can't win them back. You can't
come back.
It's hard to win them back at that point.
It's impossible.
I feel that. I think too. Like, I would love. I've had people ask me like, can you go on tour and roast people? And I was like, I mean, I guess, but like, you would have to consent to it. And also, if you're a fan of mine, I don't want to make too much fun of you.
Oh yeah, that's the
thing.
You know
what I mean?
People,
like,
when you're known for being funny, people will be like, "Read me."
Yeah.
Read me. Yeah. And I'm like, with no context.
I know. I got to know a little bit about you.
I don't know anything about you. Read me, and it just be even if I'm just a comment. Read me, and I'm like, your profile picture is a sunset. Like, what am I gonna? How can I read you?
I know. I've had people be like, can you roast my boyfriend? I'm like, well, first of all, no. Like, I don't get involved in your interpersonal relationships because I don't know. Because they're like, oh, my ex is awful, blah, blah, blah. And I'll just, like, hype them up. I won't necessarily roast them. But I'm like, I need more context. I can't just do that just because. You know what I mean? Like, I need to know a little bit more. I need to see some pictures.
Did you used to watch the roast on Comedy Central?
Yeah.
Did you have any favorites?
None that aren't canceled, I feel like.
I mean,
not that I can think of off the top of my head, because most comedians have been like outed as being awful people.
There is a I cannot remember the who. I think it was the roast of Alec Baldwin, but it ended up just being the roast of Ann Coulter.
That's right. Okay, I did see that one. Because
Ann Coulter showed up.
She is who she is.
They just were, when I tell you, Ann Coulter, they would not let this woman breathe.
On the neck the entire night.
I was like, they are riding this bitch hard and putting her up wet.
I can't believe she did it, to be honest. I can't believe she agreed to be on the dais.
It gathered me. I mean, it ended up being her roast. That was one of my favorites. Joan Rivers had a great roast.
Oh, I've seen Joan Rivers.
The roast of Joan Rivers was good. She's another one who I think she died at the right time. She'd be canceled now. Oh,
Yeah.
She'd be fully canceled now.
Oh yeah, I saw the Justin Bieber one. I remember that one.
Roast Justin Bieber.
I thought Pete Davidson was really good on that one.
Pete Davidson is brilliant.
Yeah, he was really funny. He made a joke about Ludacris on that one. Like he said, you might remember him from your mom's Now That's What I Call Music CD.
Yeah. Well, he said, oh my God, Ludacris and Snoop Dogg. If I was in my 40s, I'd be freaking out right now.
He's funny. He was really good on that one. I remember that one. I used to love those because I think it's fun to make fun of other people.
Yeah.
But I feel like you can also tell too when they're being written for them.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, certain comedians go up and sometimes
Some of them write their own, but I feel like when they have
Martha
Snoop
Stewart,
Dogg, Martha Stewart, they're obviously being written for. So it's not as funny.
I don't mind that. I don't mind that, but because I actually respect that because if Betty White goes up and Betty White's like, I'm a comedic actor, I'm not a stand-up comedian. I would rather see you do a good performance written by someone else,
like a quality joke,
than watch Betty White bomb.
Then
you know what I mean? Because Ann Coulter should have hired writers. Ann Coulter went up and just, she bombed. It was horrible.
She did bomb really bad.
I was like, girl, this is. I was like,
deserves.
At least hire writers. Do not go up there and
Well, see, that's the gag, isn't it? Because it's this unbridled confidence. They're like, oh, if I just have to make fun of people, I'll just make fun of what they look like, or their sexuality, or their race, or something that's easy, low hanging fruit.
Which, by the way, you can make funny jokes about me being gay. You can make funny jokes about me being black. There are funny jokes out there. You can make fun of that especially at a roast. At a roast, in my opinion, if you're at an actual roast event where people are agreeing to be roasted, it is okay to go for low hanging fruit. Mm-hmm. That's kind of one of the main points of it, and you get extra points if you make it about them as a person.
Yeah. If
you can relate it to them and who they are and how they behave and their personality, their public persona. Extra points for that. I personally love roast. The last one I did was Whitney Cummings, which was I did that. Either right after the new year or right before the new year.
Okay.
And I had a blast, and there were some jokes in there about me that I had never heard before. I've done a lot of roast in my day. I've done a ton of roast in my day. So if you can hit me with a new one, I'm always down for that.
You're super excited to hear it. It's funny.
Yeah.
When it's well written, well executed, I think it's funny.
I agree.
I love to giggle, even if it's at myself.
Yeah, same.
I don't care. But anyways, okay, so we're talking about the art of roasting.
Are we still on the first question?
No. There's no questions. You're good. No worries. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, here at the comment section, what we like to do is we bring videos that are related to the topic at hand, and then we kiki, giggle, laugh, all the funny things, or make fun of it. Either or. But we'll do one for today. So in this video, a woman explains that her opening line on Bumble is, you pick 1, a dad joke, 2, a fun fact, or 3, I roast you. And she shows screenshots of some of the ways that she's replied to guys who asked to get roasted, like, you look like if Patrick Dempsey and the least attractive Baldwin brother had a son, and shows the ways the guys reacted.
Work.
And my guess is not very well.
Well, it has to be roasted.
I know, but a lot of times they say that, and if you're actually good and funny, they get mad. Because straight men are annoying.
It's weird. How are you going to consent to be roasted and then be like, well, I didn't know you'd roast me.
Well, you didn't say it would be good.
Yeah, well,
I thought we were just kidding.
I'm going to do, have you ever gone into first of all, anyone who thinks that TikTok is a cesspool, clearly you've never been to Reddit. Baby.
Reddit's really bad. They hate me on Reddit.
Baby. Reddit is the wild west.
My Twitter header is literally a Reddit thread that was sent to me by an anonymous person. Thank you. I don't think they like me very much, but I'll literally pull it up. But
what makes you think that?
Well, the Twitter, the topic of it, I don't know what the terminology for it is, but it literally says that the stupid bitch on TikTok called Drew Afualo.
I love.
And then it had one upvote from themselves, and then the bottom was like, I hate that too. That was it. And I was like, work, bitch. And
They
so I
roasted
screenshot
themselves.
it, and then I put it as my Twitter header.
They ended up roasting themselves.
I'm like, did you make 2 accounts to like cheer
Yeah,
yourself
exactly.
on?
I love whenever one of my favorite comments is that people leave on. 'Cause, by the way, I think that TikTok and social media is showing us that like a lot of the funniest people in the world aren't even professional comedians.
I know.
They're just
TikTok comments, they kill me. They eat them up.
Brilliant.
They eat them up every time.
Sometimes whenever I get a mean comment, one of my favorite comments underneath it is nice try, Monet. Or I see you, Monet. My best friend Monet, who's always like reading me. I love whenever someone's like, Bob, Monet was right, and then someone goes, I know this is your burner account, Monet. That shit gets me every time. That shit always tickle me pink. I'm always proud of the comment section over on my TikTok or over on my Patreon, on my YouTube page. They be gathering me in ways I'd be like, I never.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, who knew there was a brilliant.
Not too much now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Who knew there was a brilliant stand-up comedian who was just, an accountant over at Goldman Sachs or wherever the hell you work,
Yeah, I've talked about how I did a roast once about this guy who he said this up shit about fat women, and he looked like rotten. Like he looked like he came on the Mayflower and he's somehow still breathing, mummified currently, right? And that's all I talked about was like how he looked unwell. I'm like, you just don't look very good. I'd get checked.
You're aging like Greek yogurt.
That's why I said Black Plague, I think, right? Like, and so all the comments, they've never made me laugh harder. Like, of all the people joining in on it.
The tag team, tagging in, bing, bing,
yeah,
bing.
like someone, have you ever seen Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes.
Like the last one? Someone said it's giving part of the crew, part of the ship. Which to this day is one of the funniest comments I've ever read. I literally wrote back, I said, this made me cry laughing, because it did. I laughed at it so hard I started crying.
That is so funny.
And so it was like Prince Philip core.
Would you ever want to do a roast? Prince Philip. He was looking wild.
Girl. That racism gets you.
Unkept.
Colonization rots you from the inside.
Unwell.
Yeah. The spirits of all the colonized.
Yeah, it was giving Night of the Living Dead.
It was giving.
Have you ever wanted to do like a roast, like a roast with you and like friends and people like
I would love to do that.
At a public event?
Oh yeah, I would love to do that. I think people have wanted that from me for a long time. I just don't really know in what capacity.
And guys, there's really nothing wrong in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you're hired to do a roast, I'm a show pony. I really believe in putting on a good show.
Mm-hmm.
If you write your roast and you sit down and they're not good, and test them out with people. You can go to open mics and stuff. Test them out on your friends.
Yeah.
If it's not getting a big laugh, bitch, go hire someone to write. Don't show up and
yeah,
bomb.
Like unprepared.
Yeah,
or with like too much confidence that like you're like, well, and that's why I've talked about how like the transition from online comedy to like stand up, because people have asked me to do stand up a lot, but I've been like, I just don't know if my comedy would translate like to stand up comedy. I feel like maybe if I practice, but stand up is such an art form that I feel like it would take a long time to study and execute, because I don't want to do a bad job. That's why I said I don't want to. Like, just because you're funny doesn't mean you can be a stand-up comedian.
That true.
Doesn't always translate.
And also, every stand-up comedian isn't a great comedic actor.
That's true.
You know what I mean? They are all individual art forms. Some people do. There's crossover.
Yeah.
Some people are multifaceted.
Yeah. I never want to be too confident that I could be that funny.
but you never know. I mean, I think if like reps. If you train in it, then you can end up being.
That's what I figured. That's what people have told me though, because we did my sister and I went on tour in January.
Oh, nice.
And we did like live. It was like live comedy, so that was like my first real stab at live shows. And so doing that, I was like, okay, I think if I practiced, I could definitely get into it.
And never be afraid to ask for help. Never be afraid to.
That's what I would definitely do.
Have someone have someone help you structure the show.
Yeah,
that's why there's people who who do those things. I don't try to choreograph my own shows. I mean, I can kind of dance, but like I hire a choreographer. I can do my own makeup. When I got on the show, we're here on HBO. I hired a makeup artist to elevate it, just to make it take to the next level.
Yeah, and I'm all about delegating to someone more talented than myself. I'm super cool with that.
It really shows a lot of leadership skills when someone is able to acknowledge that there's someone who can do something better than they can.
Oh, yeah.
And to help them with it.
Yeah, that's why I have a full-time hair and makeup artist now.
And your hair and makeup looks wonderful.
Thank you. But it was like for this show, and it's so funny because in the early like infancy stages of this show, I did like a whole rehearsal day where we sat on the set. I like pretended to talk to someone, and we kind of like went through a whole like day of filming. And he couldn't do my hair and makeup that day, but like before I was like, like my mom had asked me like, are you gonna hire someone? And I was like, well, I mean, I'm pretty good at doing my hair and makeup myself. And then my mom was like,
Like I said, mom was like, so do you want to help you with this?
Yeah. No, see, like,
or is that how you want? Oh no, you wanted to look like that.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
well,
like,
if that's the goal,
I say
then...
that, and she's like, to you, yes, to you. And then like my first full rehearsal day, he couldn't do my hair and makeup that day, so I had to do it myself. And then when I saw myself on the camera, I was like, oh, okay, all right, mean but fair, mean but true.
Your mom was like, well, you looked the way that girl at Universal Studios thought you looked online.
She looked at the screen and she's like, and that's why I told you to hire someone.
and that's the kind of people you really want in your corner. That is the people you really want in your corner.
She's so real for that.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, no, you can't hurt my feelings. Yeah. That's who I was raised with. So.
I have one of those moms too.
Yeah.
I have one of those moms who, if you don't do a good job, they will not tell you they did a good job.
She will never lie to me.
And that shit can be like, damn. Damn.
Well, that's why I've talked about, like, one of the few skills that I have not deluded myself ever into thinking I could do is sing. I wish I could.
I wish I could sing
I'm
too.
not tone deaf, but I by no means can sing. Like I can like hum along to a melody, I would say. But that's pretty much as far as it goes. Mm-hmm. And so like if I were to ever like, sometimes like online people will start singing careers and they don't work out very well, and then like they're like
who?
I always listen. Use your imagination. I'm not partial to anyone in particular, but sometimes it doesn't work out. And if it does work out, great. If it doesn't, people are like, why would you even do that? And I always think to myself, like, my mom would never. Like, if I got in that booth and I came out and that sounded like dog shit, she would be like, hey, it's awful.
She's coming. She's like, all right, we're just going to go ahead and unplug that.
She's
walks
like,
in, unplugs the actual machine.
She would tell me that was dog shit, but I'm proud of you for trying.
But you really tried.
Yeah, and she would say like, what do you want me to lie to you?
I was like, can we go ahead and delete that whole file, that whole session? Go ahead and delete that. Thank you so much.
And this is like kind of like a little bit of tea, a little bit not. I had to do like a little bit of singing for something that I can't talk about, even though I told them I couldn't.
They'll ask you anyway.
They'll ask me, and they said, okay, great. We need you to sing. So then I was like, okay, what if I killed myself in front of you instead? So then I was like, okay. So I asked one of my cousins to like help me because he's a beautiful, like a God-given singer. Mm-hmm. Like I wish I could sing.
I hate those people.
I kind of wanted him to like sing for me, like a ghostwriter, but like to lip sync for me. Like Ashley
people
Simpson.
do it.
Yeah. I wanted him to do it for me so bad because he's so talented, and so like he was trying to coach me through it, and so he's like, I'm just gonna record every single take we try, and then I think if something good comes, I'll tell you like this is the take, right? And some of them like I would start, and then he'd be like, okay, and he would stop. He'd be like, that was really bad, so we're not gonna use that one.
Can you sing a little bit for me? Can you sing like Mary Had a Little Lamb?
No,
please. I'll do it. I'm gonna try. This is me trying my best to sing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star.
I'm telling you right now, you can sing, but I will not. I'm trying to
be like, in my mind, this is like if Beyonce was singing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are.
That was actually not bad.
Well, it wasn't garbage, but it wasn't. No one's going to buy the album. I had to sing. I
love that you're so confident that you were able to do that.
So brave. I had to sing. I was on an episode of what's the show with where he's the devil? Lucifer.
Oh, I was gonna say yeah.
I was on an episode of Lucifer, and they were like, and you have to sing the song. I had to sing "The Lady's a Tramp," and I had to go to the studio and record it. And like,
then lip sync it when you act. Okay.
And I was like, oh no, I actually have to like. So there is a footage of me out there singing "The Lady is a Tramp." Like honestly, I kind of ate.
It sounded like you would.
It's probably auto-tuned down, but baby, the end product, I was giving.
I was talking to someone about singing recently. I forget who it was. It was like someone in the industry.
It was me. We were just talking about it.
I'm not that dumb. It was someone I forget, and I was telling them about my singing experience, and they were like, "Oh, well, you don't really have to worry about that." And I was thinking like, "Yeah, because I did my best," and they were like, "No, because they auto-tune everything."
Oh, everything.
So if you think about it, like, it was probably that bad, and then they probably fix it. And
It's going to sound good in the end.
No, cool. Yeah, no, for sure. Sure.
Now that everyone's listening to this and watching it, it's just going to be, every comment's going to be, Drew, sing. Please sing. Just one time. Just one. It's gonna end up being, after like 2 years of them begging for you to sing, it's gonna end up being your most successful TikTok.
And my mom was like, I heard you, and it was not that bad.
That's a compliment.
And I was like, okay. She goes, and I would not lie to you about that. Like, if I thought you were terrible, I would tell you. I'm like, true. But you also know I'm fragile and I will kill myself. So no pressure.
These sound engineers are magicians.
They're so talented.
They are. It is wild what they can do.
Yeah. Have you ever watched Friends?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you know that one where Phoebe gets cast in like a music. They want to do her Smelly Cat as like a song.
Smelly Cat. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they dub her, and she watches it and she goes, "Oh my God, I'm amazing." Yeah. That's how I want to feel. Delusion. I want to live in it.
Apparently, allegedly, the actor who played the body of Darth Vader thought they were using his voice, and he did not know until they
were dubbing it
to the theater.
Damn.
Allegedly. I don't know if this is true.
Yeah.
But because James Earl Jones voiced Darth Vader. And he was sitting there and he was like, And they sat down there and then he heard this voice and he was like, imagine you told your whole family.
Had a watch party.
Yeah, okay. Woo, woo. And they sit down and then you hear this voice and everyone's like, that's not you.
Would you commit to the bit or would you tell them you didn't know?
I would run out of the room crying. I'd be like, this is great. I did not.
Would you be like, that is me? That literally is me.
I don't have that kind of poker face.
No?
I don't have that kind of poker face.
I'll lie.
I'll be sitting there gathered. I'd be like.
But that is my belly. That's what you tell them.
Yeah, that's
my belly.
That's
though.
Me, goddammit.
Yeah.
I'm the one who did this. That part.
Do you think that family was like, oh yeah, you're in Star Wars? Sure.
Yeah. Also, he can't even prove it.
Yeah.
He can't even
and there's no camera phones at that time.
Poor guy. I hope he's well.
They're all, apparently he was in Star Wars.
Yeah, I don't know if he's alive or not. I mean, James Earl Jones is like in his 90s almost. So.
Yeah, I don't know if the body of Darth Vader
Mark Hamill is still, but he was young.
Yeah.
Mark Hamill was, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're just the body and the thighs of Darth Vader, but not the voice.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It was a whole.
They're like, yeah, he's a kook. He tells everyone he was in Star Wars. And then he's like, I was in Star Wars.
It's giving Matt that scene in Death Becomes Her where she's like, Madeline Ashton. It's like, yeah, okay, sure. You were Darth Vader, buddy.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm the Easter Bunny.
You just Black Swan himself, like,
literally,
just goes into.
Oh, shout out to the guy shout out to the Darth Vader body. Shout out. If you're watching,
the body of Darth Vader.
He's a big fan of yours. Yeah, he's one of your biggest fans. He wrote that Reddit comment. That's the header on your.
Okay, we'll go back to this. I'll do a couple of these comments and then we'll peace out. Okay, so this girl who was roasting people on was it Bumble? Yeah, on Bumble. This one said, the first one says, 99% of the bimbos on Bumble have an ego. Why should they message first? They lack basic IQ and rest. 1% who message on Bumble say 2 golden letters hi. Was that English?
Is this what the guy said about her?
Yeah, he's like mad at her.
Can you read it? Can you read it again?
He's basically 99% of the bimbos on Bumble have an ego. Why should they message first? Like, why should men message first?
Got it.
They lack basic IQ and rest. 1% who, I think he's saying the rest of the 1% who message on Bumble say 2 golden letters, which is hi.
I really hate when people want to like win an argument and they just start making up statistics
and rambling too.
And they always say stuff. They always say either 99% or 90% or 50%. They always say 50%. And I was like, first of all, statistically, to land at exactly 50%, there's like a 50% chance that I'm kidding.
Yeah.
There's like a rare chance that I don't know why it drives me crazy when people make
because it's so not true
statistics to win arguments on the internet. It drives me crazy. But also, I imagine this. Listen, guys, if you are the way that some straight guys view women, they really Drew's mom is here. I'm so sorry.
No, you're
They
fine.
just want pussy. They don't want a wife. They don't want a girlfriend. They just want some pussy, and they want to marry their best friends.
Yeah.
They want to be in a relationship with their boys. They want to be emotionally coddled by their friends.
Yeah.
They want to be able to cry with them. They want to take their best friends to weddings.
Yeah.
And then they want to leave the wedding and then just a random disembodied pussy that isn't attached to anything.
That's why it's like
and they want to cuddle with their boyfriends.
They're like attracted to women, but they don't like women.
So just
like
go,
as people.
Go get a boyfriend.
Well, it's so funny you say that because I literally saw a tweet this morning of these two awful, awful, awful human beings that I'm not going to say their names because they're awful and I refuse to promote them.
It was me. It was my podcast.
It was Trixie and Katya.
Yeah, exactly.
No, it was these two men who are just rancid awful, and they were on a podcast together. Every time straight men like that make a podcast, an angel falls from heaven.
Oh yeah,
100% of the time. That's a statistic.
Honestly, we should no longer be illegal. We should have to register Shure microphones,
like guns,
and do a background check.
Yeah.
And if you exhibit behavior of an alpha male or an incel, you should not be allowed to register your Shure microphone. That's my opinion.
But it's these two men, and they're talking. They're literally having a conversation about how they are like disgusted by vaginas. Like it's like the thought of giving head disgusts them.
What?
These are two men who like have said that they're like they love to have multiple girlfriends at the same time. Like they're like super misogynistic, both of them, and they say all this shit about women all the time. And they're openly talking with each other about how disgusting it is to think about giving oral to a woman, but like a man, it's like it's not the same. It's easy. It's like so simple. It's easy. Like that doesn't scare me. At that point, it's like you don't want a human then. Like you just want a thing and you have a problem.
I think that straight guys, alpha males, really have to just start experimenting with dating each other. And they will probably be so happy. And they'll probably end up being like nice, and they'll probably be like, well,
They'll like release it.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, whatever is holding you to that. That's why I'm like, I just think it's so strange to be so like volatile about the way you talk about women, about the way you talk about sexual relations with women. Like you're so disgusting and objectifying them constantly. And then when it comes down to pay the piper, you're complaining. Isn't that what you wanted?
Yeah, that's
like I'm confused.
Yeah, that is very.
That makes no sense.
I could not imagine.
That's like me talking about Oreos, like how much I love Oreos. Like, oh, I love them. I'll have a bunch of Oreos all the time around me. And then when I say, but then when you open it,
that cream,
and you gotta eat it.
The cream in
it's kind of disgusting if you think about it. Like it's kind of gross. Like it doesn't even taste good. I actually don't even like it. In fact, I kind of honestly prefer a different cookie. But I mean.
But I'll eat the Oreos.
I mean, I guess I'll eat it. Like it's an Oreo. I'm gonna eat it. I guess.
So the real thing is too, like I think maybe these people don't like to work for things, because if you're sucking a dick, sucking a dick is like
easy.
It's easy. It is easy, and you're gonna get the person there.
It's a real because situation.
It's a time thing. You know what I mean? If you keep sucking the dick long enough, you're gonna get the ranch dressing.
Reward.
You know what I mean? But making somebody with a vagina come is harder than recovering your iTunes password. And I think that these guys who are
it's like undoing a safe with your tongue.
They're bad at eating pussy. They're bad. They got bad feedback.
Yeah.
They were eating someone's pussy, and the person was just like not reacting. They were on their phone. They were TikToking, and then they were like, "Well, if it's then this bitch, man.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that shit
again." And also, it's disgusting. That's why I said. But also, like, I feel like that as an act is like trying to open a safe.
Oh yeah,
tongue, you know what I mean?
It is.
As opposed to walking through an open door.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And just like trying to recover your iTunes password, if you get it wrong 5 times in a row, you're locked out. You're never getting back in. You're done.
And they remember your device.
Oh yeah.
They're like, you've tried to log in from this device before.
And all the other iPhones know. And they're like, nope.
No, don't trust that device. Remember it says trust this device? No.
Yeah, this account has been suspended. You are no longer allowed. Yeah, that's what it is.
And
They're
it
bad
sends
at
a message to another device and it says, are you trying to log in from this device?
Yeah, exactly.
Because this device has been locked out.
Exactly. There is no way on earth those guys are good in bed. It's not possible.
Not even a little.
I'm telling you, 99.9% of all 99% of all guys who don't like eating pussy are bad in bed.
And what?
I'm digging my heels in the sand on that.
And that's a hill I'll die on.
Yes.
Well, it's been a journey.
It has been a journey, but we made it here.
We did together.
This was fun. Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah,
it's been like a long time. Like I remember your team reached out to me a while back.
Yeah. It's been, you know what? It was worth the wait.
And I remember reaching out being like, I was doing Drew's podcast. Like, what happened? Why am I not doing Drew's podcast? And here I am.
You came at the perfect time.
And stick around because The Rock is next.
I know. Let's manifest together. I love that. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of the Comment Section Show. Thank you so much to the amazing, hilarious Bob the Drag Queen. You're an icon. I'm honored to have had you.
I agree. Thank you for having me. This was really amazing.
Thank you so much. You're the best. I adore you.
And invite me back whenever you're picked up on your own network television.
Oh my God. You're the first one on my list.
You hear that, Spencer? Yeah, eat shit, Spencer. Go scream in your bedroom because I'm the first one on the list. Loser.
There you go. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of the Comment Section Show. Remember, you can always stream us exclusively on Spotify. And I want to thank Bob the Drag Queen once again for coming. And I'll see you next week. Bye.